get the image here. The young man basically told his dad, I want you dead. I want nothing to do with you. Give me everything that's mine. I disown you as my father. And he goes out for a walk, and he goes out on this living of debauchery, of sin, of we want to say, if you see the plays, if you believe the plays, he goes out and gets every woman that he wants, gets everything. He has all the money in the world to do whatever he wants to do with it. Gambling, drinking, whatever you could think of, that's what he was doing. Abusing his money, spending it harshly. He was getting what he deserved when he became flat broke. He lived his consequences. And he was poor, broke, hungry, starving, looking for something. And then what happens? A famine hits the land, makes life even worse. You ever notice that when you're in a bad situation, something happens to make life worse? It happens. You think it can't get any worse than this, and it does? So he's unemployed, looking for a job, broke, and the only thing he can do is to humble himself to a point of feeding pigs. You know Jews don't like pigs, right? They're an unclean animal. So he's there feeding pigs. And suddenly he thinks back to a point where his life was better. Where his life was better than it is now. Where things were nicer and easier and homely, a place where he was accepted and wanted. He thought about his father. And he thought about, there it is in my father's house. He not only took care of me and my brother, but he took care of every one of his servants. He cared for people. He loved people. And nobody went without things. And they lived a whole lot better than I'm living now. So I tell you, I need to go back there. I need to fall on my face and forgive him. And he did. He started the walk. He started the slow process to getting back home. And when he got home, his father saw him from afar off, and his father shut the doors and locked him out. Is that what happened? No. I mean, that's what we want to happen. That's what we're used to, right? We're used to that saying, you screwed up, deal with it. You messed up, you wanted to go on your own. I'm dead to you, we don't exist. We want to see a Jerry Springer action happening under it. You know? Families fighting families, and we've seen that. But here, it says, the father was sitting on his porch waiting. The father was watching and waiting, and he saw this ragged individual, probably hadn't shaved in a while. He could probably smell the pig, whatever, all over him. And he said, and it says that while he was a long ways off, but while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion, and he ran. He didn't just walk. He didn't just go to him. He humiliated himself by running to his son. Jewish culture is one of pride and shame. And for him, for a Jewish man of high standing, to run to someone else, that was not called for. That didn't happen. Ever. But he ran to his son, put him in his arms, hugged him, loved on him, and kissed him. And the son said a speech to him, so Father, I've sinned. I'm no longer worthy to be your son. The father said to his slaves this, bring some chains out, lock my son, and put him in his room. I never want to see him again. Oh wait, no, that's not what it says. He says, quickly, bring out a robe, the best one, put it on him. Put a ring on his finger, sandals on his feet, get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to celebrate. We know what the father had the rights to do. The father was in all rights to say, you wanted me dead, you wanted nothing to do with me, you're no longer part of my family. That's it. I have nothing to do with you. But what did he do? He called him son still. He said, this is my son. He gave him the ring, the family ring. It says, you are still my son and you always will be. You have no choice in the matter. I don't want you as my servant. I've got enough of those. You are higher than a servant. You are a son. You're a child of mine. Put the robe on him, gave him new clothes, gave him a place to stay, killed the best cow for him, accepted him back. See, it goes back to what we said a couple weeks ago. No matter what you do to God, God is always going to be there to bring you back into the fold, to bring you back into Him. You cannot never not be a child of God once you're a child of God. It's a permanent state of being. Some people aren't happy with that. But it doesn't matter. God loves you enough. God loves you enough to, no matter what you've done in your past, He's going to be there. He's going to open up His arms. He's going to wrap you in them. He's going to say, you are my child. You always will be. We were talking about a dad hug just a few minutes ago. A dad hug. That's one of those hugs that you look for. I remember as a little kid wanting to be wrapped up in my daddy's arms. I remember, see, my dad was in the Air Force, and he would work all day. I mean, he'd be gone before I wake up in the morning, and he wouldn't get home till 2 or 3 hours after we'd been home, and no matter where in the house he was, or I was, I hear the garage door open, the car pull up, I race to the door. I remember running, Daddy's home! Arms wide open, just to see my dad. My sister was right behind me most of the time, because I ran faster than she did back in those days. Had to, she was scared. But there's something about being wrapped in your father's arms, feeling the strength of your dad, that knowing that He's going to protect you, that He's there for you, that He's there to provide for you, that He's there to just hug on you, love on you. That's a southern term for those of you who don't know it. Loving on somebody. I hope I don't need to explain that. But you love on them. And that's what God does for us. God is there to provide for us, whatever we need. God is there to protect us whenever we need Him to. Whenever there's a problem, He is there. He's there to love on us when we just need somebody to love on.